Glory to God is here. I hope you all are doing well today. May this message resonate with you, and may you always use true discernment within every message. May the divine guide you and bring you the truth, the wisdom, and the clarity that is needed for your life, for this journey, and for this moment. So this is going to be a quick, brief message, but I am being divinely guided to speak on it. I had gained more clarity about, the previous message of when I was speaking of the full moon, and how, reconnecting with your cycle can help with, and how it can help you connect with the moon and just reconnecting with your cycle and how much it can help you, And also I got clarity on, it was a message right before the end of the video that I made, the previous video of me making with the, I was speaking of the male principle card and the emotions card had came out. I was being divinely guided to speak on that message as well, just with a little bit more clarity. This came when I woke up this morning. This was heavy on me, and it seems pretty heavy, especially with the divine. It seems both messages seem pretty heavy, that that this may be going, occurring in someone's life, and they're needing the understanding, they're needing the truth about it, they're needing a different perspective or perception about it, especially with this isolation and this solitude. So, or if you're a divine masculine listening as well, maybe this is something that you can bring to your divine feminine about, reconnecting with her cycle and paying attention to the moon cycles. I'm not trying to be in no one's business, but maybe this can be a guide, because maybe you just see a difference in her right now, and maybe this can really help. Maybe my story can be a guide or a help to the reconnection of it. So basically in yesterday's video, I was speaking about the full moon, and I've spoken about it on a previous video as well, and it was much more clearer than I was yesterday, but hopefully I'm able to have be as clear as I can and make so much more sense than yesterday's video. So yesterday I was speaking about, how I knew it was time to, well, not at the very moment, but well, kind of, but not really. Just how my cycle would come on the full moon. And, normally my cycle would not come on the full moon. Normally it come at, different times. But this time I had noticed that my cycle would come on a full moon, and I was noticing where I was within this full moon. I was in isolation, solitude, going within and healing, and, trying to figure things out, and really, closing out cycles and getting away from people, places, and things that no longer serve me, right? And I had noticed that, my cycle would come on the full moon. And so I was speaking about pouring from an empty cup yesterday. And, and that's what I was super empty. I was pouring from an empty cup, and I was full, but I was still pouring, but I was full of hurt. I was full of pain. I was full of unhealed wounds and, trauma, and in the meantime, before I got into isolation, I was trying to pour from that cup. I was trying to pour from an unhealed version of myself, if that makes sense. So when I was speaking about, being full, I was full of hurt, pain, trauma, and I was trying to pour from that. I was trying to pour from that. And so what I had noticed was, and what I'm able to speak about and have more clarity on now, is I had to become empty again so that I can become full of what was needed, so that I could give my all, so that I could give on the level that I could give on and where I was, if that makes sense, so that I could give in an abundant way, rather than in an empty space, whether in a wounded space. I'm able to now give from an abundant space, a more healed space, because we're always evolving and growing. So everything's just not just healed, but we are healing. We're evolving, and each and every day we're making this a choice to heal. So, but I had to get my cup full. I had to empty my cup. What was full was hurt and trauma. So I had to empty myself of that and really go within and heal, really go within and, be in alignment with the divine and find out who I was at the time, finding out, my worth, knowing that I am loved, unlocking truths, unlocking wisdom. And as I did that, I was able to fill my cup back up with truth of who I was, of who I was as through the divine, my worth and love. And yes, this is still ongoing things, but this is what I had to fill my cup up with. And so I had noticed that around the full moon, it had represented how full I was, because the moon is also, I spoke of this of like grandmother moon. It's a healing, it's the grandmother moon is, it heals, it gives, it, teaches, it's the grandmother, this is where the wisdom is, moon have, I speak of how, everything around us has so much wisdom, and hopefully that's able to make sense to you of, I was giving from an unhealed version of myself, and it was time to go within, time to go in isolation, time to go in solitude, and really, empty myself of these, get in alignment with the divine and empty myself of what I have learned, the old, the past me. I had to shed that so that I could fill my cup up with truth, basically, so I can give. So when I give, it's able to be with truth. So maybe someone may be, you may be feeling, some type of way right now about where you are. But I just ask that you look at this as you're having to go within so that you can fill yourself up with truth. You're having to heal. You're having to remove. You're having to get away from people, places, and things that no longer serve you so that you can heal, so that you're able to heal yourself and know the truth about yourself and be able to give with that same type of truth. I wouldn't be here right now if I didn't take those steps. So maybe you may not be wanting to take those steps, or you may think that this is selfish, but right now, even just for divine masculine as well, this is you. I ask that you're able to see it in this perspective as well as, maybe you're giving from an unhealed place, and that's going to continue to empty you and deplete you. I had to learn I was depleting myself. I was dried out. Listen to me, I was dried out. And maybe this is something that is going on within your life as well. And I hope that is able to resonate or be a guide to someone, because as you're able to, go within and heal, you're able to close out the cycles. You're able to, remove yourself for things that no longer serve you, and you're able to, as you're able to heal, you're able to, the beginning of the cycle. Think of the, when I speak of, the beginning of the new moon, it's new, it's new opportunities, new beginnings, new, and so when you're able to, that's that giving, you're able to, I hope that's making sense for someone. I'm not trying to get all the way into detail, because I'm sure that you can, we all are experiencing different journeys, but maybe that can just definitely be a guide to you. I don't want to get too much in it because I don't want to take you too far, but maybe that is a way that you can look at, you're reconnecting yourself. Also, the card, the male principle card had came out, and yesterday, and the emotions card came out, and also the divine had led me right back to that message of another card that came out that I did not speak about, and it was about speaking out. And that card says express yourself. Frankly, it says something about expressing yourself. And maybe there's a divine masculine. This can be a divine feminine as well. Because, we do have both within. But there's some type of emotions that are coming up. And you may have tried to store within you. You may have tried to, neglect of speaking it to someone or speaking out about it to someone. You may have tried to, hide it. You may have tried to store it. You may have tried to, cover it up. But they're coming back up this time. And maybe they may be coming back up even heavier. And that's why I guess that this message is so heavy, because it feels heavy to me. This is how I know that it's heavy to you. This is how I know that it's heavy to you, because it feels as though this is something that you kept within for so long, but you may be divinely guided to speak out about it and express yourself so that you can get this heaviness off. Remember, I was speaking about in the previous video of a time of letting go and lightening your load. Maybe this is something, I'm not sure if it's needing to be to yourself, expressing yourself to your, being honest with yourself, expressing yourself to, someone that you, a loved one, expressing yourself to a friend. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it's time to express yourself. And I know that it's heavy because the message, feels heavy. But as I'm speaking it, I believe that it's able to lighten. I feel like it's lightening. The load is lightening, even not just for me, but for you as well. So maybe there is something that you need to speak out about. And, we speak about how we're able to go higher, vibrate higher. We want to get as much baggage off as much as possible, especially through healing, especially through this journey, especially from, as we go into the depths of truth. We learn that as we get these things off of us, we're able to vibrate higher, and rise above. So maybe this is something that is you're being divinely guided to do, divine masculine or divine feminine. Speak out and express yourself. Emotions have came. There may be some emotions coming up, and maybe it's because you for so long you've tried to just cover them up. And when you cover them up, it becomes a stagnant energy, and that can, of course, be a root from, some things that went on within your childhood. What it's doing, though, is repeating some cycles, and it may cause you to be acting out in different ways that I'm not going to say that isn't true to you, but can very much be avoided if you really see what's going on, if you really express yourself, if you really are able to get to the root and really, instead of storing it, choose to, I was speaking of accept them, and move on from them and let them go, whether it's to yourself or whether it's to a loved one. And being honest, being as truthful as possible, no matter the outcome, but I'm getting someone needs to, let this go. Let this go. Speak out, express yourself. So I really hope that this message made sense. I really just wanted to give this brief message because it came to me again, and it came to me with clarity, and I'm grateful for it because hopefully it made more sense than it did in yesterday's video and the previous video, and I'm hoping that it gets to whomever is needing to get to. Of course, these messages are not going to always resonate with, every single person, but I know for a fact that it resonates to whomever is needing it, and those are the people that I speak to, and I just always ask that within listening to anyone that you always use true discernment, and, you ask the question, and that way it can be confirmed in any way. But discernment is key. And that interconnection with the divine is key as well. So thank you so much for listening. I really hope that this message resonated. Sending you so much love and light. Thank you all so much for the likes, the subscribe, and for subscribing and the comments. I'm so grateful for it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sending you so much love and light. May you get it through the wind. Thank you.